Welcome! Hashtag live if you're here live and hashtag replay if you're here for the replay. I have a very exciting guest. I feel like whoever's showing up already knows Catlin, but hopefully those who are watching the replay who don't know Catlin that well will get to know him better after today. And welcome, Catlin, to my humble little group over here.
Thanks, Tim. Excited to be here. I feel bad for Zeki Ahmed and Jacob Karras because right before I jumped on, I noticed Zeki is interviewing Jacob in his group right now, but everybody's going to be here watching us, so I kind of feel bad for them.
Oh, you know what? They actually rescheduled their time
Oh,
so
okay.
that it wouldn't conflict with ours. So they started at, I think, 5 to 5 Pacific time to now.
Okay.
And then, anyways, Zeki was talking to me about that beforehand. He's like, oh man, I don't want to conflict with yours interview. And I said, oh, okay. Well, so anyways, okay, welcome to my group. I'm glad you're here. You're somewhat of a celebrity, definitely, in the affiliate marketing world. So I'm really happy that my audience will get to know you better today. So I know you've been asked this so many times, but I feel like it still needs to be told, your story. So tell me about yourself and what or who got you into affiliate marketing. I know the answer pretty well, but I let's hear it again.
Sure, Kim. Thanks for having me. And I'll tell like a scaled down version of the story because I tell it like every single interview, like you said, and I don't want to bore people and take up a lot of time with my story. I come from a corporate finance, accounting, tax planning kind of background. After business school in 2010, I worked in that field, was pretty good at it, but just wasn't my thing, right? Like there's a difference between being talented at something and being passionate about something. So I just wasn't passionate about that whole finance world, even though I had some talent in that area. So I knew I didn't want to do it for the rest of my life. Knew I wanted to have some kind of an online business, mostly just because the internet's interesting and fascinating to me, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. Whether it was like launching a course, I had no idea. Didn't really know about affiliate marketing, but knew I wanted to have some kind of an online business just so I could get out of the corporate world and kind of not have people tell me what to do. Because I really just like to do my own thing and be my own boss. And like freedom's really important to me. It's not even so much about the money as it is just about not having people tell me what to do with my day and not having to set an alarm clock. So I don't remember exactly what got me into or who got me into affiliate marketing. But I was paying for a lot of different software. I was like buying all this cool tools when I started, but I didn't have a real business yet. I wasn't making any money. So I had like $600 a month in credit card bills for all this cool tools I was buying before I had a real business. So I stumbled onto affiliate marketing somewhere. I don't know if it was maybe Pat Flynn's blog or where it was. But I thought, this sounds like a pretty easy way to get my own software paid for while I figure out exactly what the heck I'm going to do in my online business. And then basically I just did like sales on Messenger. I was just chatting people up in groups and kind of hustling that way and just having conversations on Messenger and trying to give folks value, help them out, and drop an affiliate link when it was appropriate. I ended up getting all my software paid for in like 45 days. I was at break even. So at that point, I thought, okay, well, maybe I need to start looking into this affiliate marketing thing as maybe being the main direction I take my online business in towards financial freedom, because it was pretty darn easy to get to $600 a month in 45 days. Let's see what it takes to get to 6,000 or maybe 60,000. So that's kind of how I got into it. That's the really scaled down version of the story that, as you mentioned, some folks here have heard, 3 or 4 times.
Wow, you spoke at like lightning speed.
You know why? Kim, it's because I have the flu. This is my 3rd day I've had the flu.
Oh
And like
no.
I'm kind of a big baby when it comes to being sick. Like I'm the kind of guy I could handle like maybe walking on hot coals, like taking pain like that, or like getting punched in the face. But when it comes to like having a little cold, I just curl up into a ball and get like, I'm like a little baby that way. I know it's a stereotype with guys, right? It's like they can't handle sickness. And honestly, I'm the absolute epitome of that stereotype. I'll admit it. So I'm feeling crappy today. So I'm talking fast to compensate for my low energy level right now. I hope it's working.
Oh yeah, it's overcompensating at this point.
Good.
It's
Good.
as if it's real, like all that energy is right there. Hey Jeffrey, hey Joe, hey Rob, hey Robert, hey Eric, hey Dane, Catlin's brother. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Chris. Hey, Darren. Hey, I just want to say hi to everyone.
Lots of folks on live.
Yeah, a bunch of people are showing up. You are, you know, you're a celebrity, so people are showing up. Hey, Joe. Oh, Joe asked, are you drinking wine? Or someone's asking.
Yeah, I am. Like I said, Joe, I have the flu. So right before the interview, I took 2 NyQuils and I'm just having a little red wine with it. And the goal is to get through the interview before the drowsiness kicks in.
All right, let's do it. So my next question, and guys, if you have any questions for Catlin, now is the time. You know, you guys, I hope you guys know he runs a master class and he has a lot of good information. And just his mind has so much information about affiliate marketing. So, and usually one-on-one with him is not that doable or like not that readily available. So ask now. And
Kim,
also,
you were smart. You reached out to me at like the end of September or something like that. And you're like, you want to do an interview November 8th? And that was so far in the future. I'm like, sure, I'll throw it on the calendar. It was the good way to get a one-on-one interview time with me for sure. Just make it a couple months out and I'm not going to say no.
yeah, I saw you were like, hey, hit me back on the 1st. So I put that in my calendar. I'm like, oh, it's time to hit up Catlin. You told me. And you're like, okay. So I was just following up, just being diligent. But okay, so let's see. I want to ask you a question that's specific to what you're doing now because
Sure.
I feel like it's more relevant. And also, I'm curious because at your level, you're like, you know, there, and I want to get there and eventually maybe provide solo ads. So I want to ask you about your journey on, okay, I want to provide solo ads, and what was your process with it? What software do you use? Because eventually we're going, like, if you're doing affiliate marketing, I feel like that's where we're heading if we have like an audience. So.
Yeah, totally. It was a very natural progression, Kim. I've just been buying clicks solo for so long now, like tens of thousands of clicks. And I've always been like a big advocate of solo ads as well. You know, the industry has a bad reputation, and I think with good reason too. There is a lot of shady traffic out there, and really it's up to the buyer to do their due diligence. And that's why I've always been an advocate of tracking everything in ClickMagick and knowing your numbers. And I think solo ads aren't anything to be scared of if you take the right precautions as a buyer. As far as tracking your traffic quality, that kind of stuff. But most importantly, knowing your seller and knowing who you're buying from. That can be difficult. So I've always been trying to promote the industry, promote the trusted vendors that I use. But it just got to such a point where I was like, you know what? This really interests me. I've been on the buyer side of the equation for so long. I want to see what the seller side looks like. I want to understand the economics of it. I want to understand the logistics of it. How do you deliver all these clicks so quickly? How do you make sure people are getting only tier 1 clicks? All that's so for me, like Kim, it wasn't really about like trying to even have an extra side hustle or make a bunch of money. I don't think I'll go and like really brand myself as a solo ad vendor and really push it hard. For me, it's just about, it was fun and interesting to me. I just really love the industry. I want to do my part to improve the reputation of the industry. The fact that solo ads do kind of have a bad name. So I want to make sure that I'm providing the absolute highest possible quality of traffic that anybody can buy. I'm filtering out a lot of clicks that other vendors wouldn't be filtering them out, and I'm redirecting them over to CPA offers instead of sending them to the client. So you're ending up with a real top tier quality of traffic. But why I'm doing it is really just because it interests me and fascinates me. And you can't find anything Googling it. Like I would Google, how do you become a solo ad vendor? Where do solo ad vendors get their clicks? You come up empty-handed, Kim.
Really?
Yeah, I sought out a couple mentors. I have good relationships with a lot of different solo ad vendors I've been buying from for years, kind of pick their brain, figure out how to get started as a seller, and then kind of just trial and error. I like to just dive in things and figure it out. Your question about the software and what do you need? Obviously, you need the big audience because you need a place to generate all the clicks that you're selling to your clients. But ClickMagick, we've all used it on the buyer side. I use it, Kim. I know you've probably used it on the buyer side. side, but it also has a whole complete set of tools on the seller side that are just mind-blowing. So half of what ClickMagick does is it allows buyers to track everything when they're buying solo ads, but it also allows sellers to track what they're selling and rotate clicks out to various users, etc. So really all you need is a big audience, a passion and an interest in it, because that's what really is motivating me to do it, as I mentioned, and to have a ClickMagick plan and have somebody explain all the weird economics and logistics of the seller side to you, and like have a coach kind of.
Okay. Is your coach Kevin?
So I've got a couple. Steven DeJager, I've been picking his brain. Marcus Svedin and I have a very good relationship. So I've been like hitting him up for months, kind of just asking him about the seller side. And then Kevin Lyax, I talked to him on Messenger quite a bit too. So he's another guy that I've been reaching out to kind of just for advice, like, hey, if I set up a Rotator link this way, what's going to happen, etc. So a lot of great vendors that I've been buying clicks off of and promoting for a long time. And they've been readily available to answer all my questions. And I don't even really want to like take business away from them. For me, it's just about, it's something that's fun and interesting to me. So I'm trying it out. And so far it's been really good. And I'm selling like way more clicks than I was even prepared to, but it's a lot of fun.
That's crazy. I didn't know, well, as someone who doesn't use ClickMagick as a seller, I didn't know that they were prepared for that. I guess that would make sense, huh? But you know, coming off, I wouldn't think that way, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people. Darren Miller says, "Do these clicks come from your personal list that you built up over the years?" Probably.
Yeah, they do in part. Is it Darren? Yeah, Darren, they come in part from there. There's a couple kinds of clicks. There's pure click solo, which means the only place the clicks come from is directly from an email broadcast. And then there's funnel clicks, which mean clicks come from other places like thank you pages, email footers, arbitrage, a lot of different other areas. And then mixed clicks is kind of like a mixture between the two types of clicks. And that's what I do. So I'm getting clicks from like 10 different places right now, different spots. Like I have a few different funnels where I have links on the thank you pages, and then from email broadcast to certain segments of my email list. So it's hard because people are ordering a lot and I have to try to keep my capacity up. And that's kind of part of the interesting logistics of just trying to make sure that you have as many clicks, that you have the supply to fill the demand in the marketplace. So it's fun and challenging, and I love it.
Oh, wow. Wow, it sounds really complicated. Like, it does sound challenging. So what were you like successful off the bat with providing solo ads? Do you take your own copy? Because I heard that it doesn't matter what you like send them, the text, they just get your link and then put it in their own copy, in their own.
Yeah, that's almost a necessity just with how the logistics of the seller side works, that I have to be able to use my own copy because I have to use a Rotator link oftentimes to fulfill the capacity. I'll kind of give you a cool example, Kim, because you seem interested in this quite a bit and how the seller side works. So I'll try to give you something tangible and cool to take away from this. Okay, so let's say, Kim, I send out an email, right? And it's got a tracking link in it. The first time somebody clicks that link, I can sell that click, right? I can use it to fulfill somebody's order, right? Because it's a unique visitor. But then if somebody clicks that link a second time or a third time, I can't sell that same click again, right? Because it's not a unique visitor. So those clicks would just go to waste, right? So what we do then, and what I've been doing is I'm using a Rotator so that those duplicate clicks that I can't monetize, I loan those out to other solo ad vendors and they use them to fulfill their orders. And then they pay me back with duplicate clicks that they can't monetize and I can. So it almost is like fractional reserve banking. What I mean by that, it's a nerdy term, but like if you deposit $1 in the bank, by some magic, they go and loan out $10. So it's the same thing. For every click I generate, I'm actually able to sell more than one click. So it's very cool how the more capacity you do, the more clicks you generate. And it's really, really crazy stuff. And I'm pretty into it right now and I love it.
Wow. That does sound, I mean, I get it, but it sounds like, wow, you have to keep track of so many moving parts.
ClickMagic
Brian,
does it for me. If I didn't have
oh,
ClickMagic, it would be a disaster, but I'm pretty good with tracking stuff. I'm a metrics guy to begin with. So right away, I had a pretty good, well-organized system. So I was pretty successful right off the bat with it. Didn't run into too many issues.
oh, and we have a question from the audience. Brian Jobs. Hey, Brian. Hey, Darren. Hey, Larry. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Billy. Smash the heart button, you guys. And Jeffrey. Wait, let's see who asked. Brian Jobs says, "What rotator tool do you use?" And I'm
ClickMagic.
ClickMagic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. You hear that? ClickMagic takes care of all of that for you. Oh, what about the share link? ClickMagic too? Or how do you do share links?
Do you mean like the link that has your stats that I share with you?
You say you share link with another.
Yeah, all of that's ClickMagic. It's the only tool you
ClickMagic.
need to either buy or sell Click. So yeah.
Well, pretty good testimonial for ClickMagic.
Yeah,
Billy
awesome.
says he's been using ClickMagic for 3 years now. Cool, Billy. And Omar just joined, and Ari just joined. Hey guys,
cool.
Thanks for joining. Let's see. If you have any questions, please ask. But I'm just gonna move on to my next one. Let's see. So, you answered that. How much paid traffic? Oh man, I don't even want to ask that question because you've been doing this for years. Would you recommend paid traffic versus organic traffic?
Yeah, that's a great question. I tend to use both, but I look at it sort of on a campaign by campaign basis. I don't think there's a general answer for that, right? Yeah. Certain campaigns work better with paid traffic. Certain campaigns work better with free traffic, but oftentimes I'll pick a free traffic source and a paid traffic source, and I'll run them simultaneously to a lot of different campaign types. But the overall question you have to ask yourself really is, do you have more time than money? Or do you have more money than time, right? Because somebody that has a huge savings, but they're working 2 jobs and trying to quit them, and they have 3 kids, and they only have like, an hour on the weekend, to work on their business. Those people are better off doing paid traffic because they have money, and you have to invest either time or money. There's no escaping that. You can't negotiate your way out of that. You invest one or either or both to have any kind of affiliate marketing success. But if you don't have a lot of cash, the nice thing is, as long as you have time, that putting in enough hours and working hard enough, you can do it without having to spend a lot of paid traffic. So I think that has to be answered on an individual by individual basis, and then also looked at it on a campaign by campaign basis as well, and what you're trying to achieve, what you're promoting, and when. But really it comes down to that time versus money equation. I have more money than time, so I tend to do a lot more paid traffic. But at the same time, I have free traffic sources that are quite lucrative, like my Facebook group, a little bit on YouTube, my email list that I'm always using to generate free traffic as well.
Oh yeah, Facebook group for sure. You have like 8,000 Facebook group members in your group. That's huge. Okay, so let's see. You know how you said, oh yeah, I got all the stuff paid for, $600 a month paid for within 45 days. Now, I don't think those results are typical. I don't think so, because even me, with my interviews, I do get people coming up to me wanting to get ClickFunnels, but it's through it's through one person who keeps referring me to everyone. Like, she likes that I'm helping her, and she has this huge network, so she started going, Kim, talk to him. Kim, talk to her. Kim, and then I end up having one-on-ones with so many people that she only referred to, and since they trust her very well, they sign up through ClickFunnels through me because they trust her so much. Yeah. So I want to know, in your journey, how did you move so fast? I don't think that's typical.
Yeah, I don't think it's typical of the average person, but I don't think I'm a typical or average person, Kim. I hit things pretty hard, right? So even the beginning, I just have such a drive to win and to succeed, and I just have to be the best at everything I do, right? That's why when people are like, how do you become how are you like a huge solo ad vendor in 5 days? I'm like, because like I win, that's what I do. And I can't sleep at night unless I'm winning at life. So I think that it is typical of anybody that sort of takes that approach. So for me, that involved like sleepless nights after working a 9 to 5 job in a demanding corporate finance executive level position, going home, taking an hour to eat supper, and then just being in Facebook groups, hustling, and on Facebook Messenger, sending hundreds of voice messages per day for that 45 days. So it's typical for anybody that takes levels of action that would generate results that are typical for that level of action. But of course, if you don't take action, or you're not the kind of person that's willing to really be extreme about how you approach the initial phases of growth in your affiliate marketing business, then of course it's not typical. So I think that I'm not the average person. That's why I didn't get typical results. But I think that anybody can work at that same capacity if they're like me and they want it bad enough, right? I'm not special. I just get obsessed enough that I put in the work and put in the hours. So then those results are typical for me. But I think that you can take comfort, anybody can take comfort in the fact that they can put in the hours too, right? Or they can put in the money if they don't have the time.
That's true. No, I wasn't saying that you're typical. I was saying like, what did you do that was so hardcore? And yeah, you mentioned spending hours sending hundreds of voice messages, and those voice messages really connect you to a stranger very quickly.
That's right. Yeah.
So Billy has a question. What's your strategy with solos and getting ClickFunnels trials? Do you even do that anymore, or did you do that?
Yeah, no, I still do it. My strategy has always been to use the Ash funnel, which if you're not familiar with it, affiliate side hustle, ASH, Ash, it was featured as a case study in the mother funnel on ClickFunnels homepage. Basically, it's like a business in a box. You've seen Spencer, Rachel have done kind of their own iterations of it as well. But a done for you affiliate marketing business share funnel with white label rights. That's always been my approach. Solo ad traffic's great for that. But I don't really focus so much on like trial retention, believe it or not. And it's quite controversial, but I look at it like my job is to keep the pipeline full, sign up as many new trials as I can, right? Like I always have 10, at the very minimum, I have like 10 or 15 people currently trialing at all times. It never goes below that, always adding in new trials. But I let ClickFunnels take care of the retention. I don't necessarily I did at first, but now I don't buy into the whole everybody's going to cancel on you unless you send them like soap opera and Seinfeld sequences and give them bonuses and coaching to get them to stay. Here's why. We get 40% of the revenue as affiliates. ClickFunnels gets 60%. ClickFunnels has to pay for software engineers, property, plant, and equipment, all this other costs that go with running a multi-million-dollar software company. And they're giving us 40% of the revenue. They have more skin in the game, and they have enough incentive to do that work of making sure that trials stick and people make their first payment, and then also to make sure those people are onboarded and indoctrinated into the ClickFunnels culture and shown how they can use ClickFunnels in their business so that they become lifetime customers. So I leave that work up to ClickFunnels. I focus on sales. I focus on generating as many new trials as I can. And I just accept the fact that with a $97 software product, churn is going to be inevitable. A certain percentage of people are going to cancel. And how much time am I really willing to spend emailing all these people and begging them not to cancel? I trust that Russell can do a really good job of that, even better than me. And I trust that he's incentivized enough to do that because of that 60-40 revenue split. So yes, I still run solo ads to get ClickFunnels trials. I do it through Ash. And I just, I let Russell and his team, and they're all brilliant marketers there, I let them do the work of making sure people don't cancel and making sure they turn into lifetime customers.
Cool. And I have a follow-up question to Billy's question. Hey guys, hashtag live if you're here live, and hashtag replay if you're here for the replay, and smash the heart button. Smash. But my follow-up question would be, I think what Billy is trying to get to is like, how much like, what's your real strategy? Like, you're using your own funnel, the Ash funnel, and you haven't really updated. It's obviously successful because I have spoken to people who ran solo ads through your funnel without replacing anything but the links, and they got results. So how much are you, like, you have your group of solo ad people, how much are you like putting in a week to maintain 10, 15 trials continuously? And I guess this is just solo ad related.
Well, Kim, a lot of my trials, the majority of it come from organic sources. I'm at the point now, like a point of scale, where I just have such a large audience that I don't have to work as hard as I used to. And that's not to say that I'm not willing to work hard now. That's just to say that it's not always like the conventional wisdom you hear people talk about online all the time right now is first you have to add value, then you make sales. You can't make sales without adding value. But I think that's missing a step. What it is you need to add value so that you can build a large audience so that you can make sales. Okay, you don't add value to make sales, you add value so that people become a part of your world and know, like, and trust you. And you have enough people in your world, you don't have to necessarily get into like what I like to call bonus wars. Okay, because what's happening with 10x secrets right now, Kim, I saw your email go up right before this interview. It was awesome. But
really?
Bonus wars, where it's like the only reason people bought, not you had a good email, but I'm saying people get into bonus wars and everybody's asking like, what are your bonuses for 10x secrets? At the moment, I don't have any bonuses, but I'll still make sales. And the reason is because I've built an audience of people that know, like, and trust me. And there's so many people in my world and so many people click my links just because they're there and they're just everywhere, that enough people are cookied that I'll get commissions without having to necessarily offer bonuses. Often I do offer bonuses, but I'm not interested in getting into a bonus war where it's like, who has the best bonuses, Spencer, Dan, Rachel, or Catlin? And then those type of people are only they're gonna do bonus shopping and they're gonna buy off whoever cuts them the best deal. There's nothing wrong with that. But when I buy things, Kim, I don't go bonus shopping. I don't care about bonuses. I reach out on Messenger to somebody that I like and that I want to do a favor for. And I'm like, hey, I'll use your link because I want you to get the commission. So I don't really bonus shop myself. So now I'm like, well, I'm not going to go and get into a bonus war with Spencer, who's giving away a free affiliate secrets course and plug in your affiliate link into his AdWords account. So I'm not interested in putting in the energy to compete with Spencer. If people are bonus shopping, go buy off Spencer, buy off Kim, buy off Rachel, whoever's got the best bonuses. But if you want to just like do me a solid and like buy through my link, that's awesome. Because when I buy through people's links, they usually are really grateful for that. And like, if you buy through my links and help me put food on my table, I'm always going to have a chair at my table for you, right? So it's not always about bonus shopping necessarily. Sometimes it's more about building strategic relationships. And sometimes it's just about, it's inconvenient to click somebody's link because it's right there in your face all day. So that's bonuses. I just think there's a lot of talk of bonuses, and it's getting really extreme how the lengths affiliates are going to try to coerce people into making a sale. Just don't feel I need to do that. I feel I've given enough value up front that I have these people in my world that want to thank me for that and love what I'm doing and support it. So they'll buy through my link. And obviously I'm going to take note of that. And they're always going to have a seat at my table because they put food on my table. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. And a real life example of that for me is that I interviewed Kevin Holloman, and I was just his friend for a little bit, and then I had a link for tier 5 and he used my link. He's like, here you go, Kim. And I'm like, thank you.
That's awesome, Kim.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't have, and sometimes bonuses feel a little bit like you're too desperate for their business, and it makes you feel But
I don't want to back people that are giving bonuses, Kim. There's a lot of great bonuses out there. You know, Rachel, Dan, Spencer, they're all giving awesome bonuses. I don't want to bash that. That's one strategy. It's just not something that I necessarily am going to like stress out about, because I can't come up with bonuses that Spencer has. So I'm just not, I'm going to spend that effort on something else. I'm not going to get involved in a quote unquote bonus war that I'm going to lose, because I only like to fight battles I can win.
Yeah, true. And that's like the smart way to battle.
Yeah. I'm going to do something cool though. I'm going to do something cool for 10x secrets, but it's kind of last minute. I thought I'd like maybe sell 100 clicks solo a day, right? And now I've sold like, I don't know, 5,000 clicks in the last 5 days. It's been insane. I haven't had time to put together a crazy campaign and bonus stack for 10x secrets. So I kind of just mailed out my link today. I'm like, here it is if you want to buy. If you don't, cool. But I do have a pretty good plan. I'm not going to reveal all the details, but I'll tell you, I'm going to do some kind of a viral contest funnel, and I'm going to have prizes that are closely related to the affiliate offer and to Russell and to Grant Cardone. But we'll see what happens. I might put that together in the next 48 hours. I might not. I'm not stressing too much about it. But if I do a campaign, it's probably going to involve messenger bots to some kind of a contest funnel. That's what I'll say for now. So there will be bonuses. There's just not right now.
Okay. So it's like a double. They opt into the messenger bot, and then they opt into your waitlist or bonuses.
Yeah, I did it for the 30-day summit, Kim. I ran Facebook ads to a PPE ad, and I was like, comment below. And then when they'd comment, the messenger bot would hit them up. Anytime I run Facebook ads to any kind of an affiliate offer, I like to use bots. I feel like my account's at less risk of getting shut down because the bot's kind of like delivering the affiliate link behind the scenes without, bringing any attention of Facebook compliance. So I like using messenger bots when I use Facebook ads for any kind of an affiliate campaign.
Oh, hey guys in the audience, who here uses that method? I don't know. Do you even know about that method?
I'm scared to have my Facebook ad account shut down. That's what it comes down to. That's why I use bots.
Yeah, bots are pretty cool. Do you use ManyChat or Opesta?
Mm-hmm. I use ManyChat. I promoted Opesta as an affiliate when it first came out because John Lee Dumas directly invited Spencer like before it was even launched to the public, and then Spencer invited me. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had early access to the affiliate program. So I was able to just send out my link, and I got a bunch of signups. I referred like 400 affiliates, but I don't use it and I don't really actively promote it. I just love the simplicity of ManyChat, and it's just like really intuitive and easy to use. I really love it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm getting more into the bots, into ManyChat. I have the pro account now, and I'm like, yes, let's do it.
It's awesome for $10 a month.
Oh yeah, only 10. Yeah. All right. If anyone else doesn't have a question, hey Glenn, hey Darren Miller, hey Omar. My next question is, this is like a more general question.
Sure.
How did you manage to choose what type of material you deliver to your audience when you go live and you add value? Because what I've seen is that, not from your channel, but like usually it's like a step, it's like a value ladder kind of thing where you're like, okay, I don't have anything. Okay, I'm just gonna teach the bib. or okay, I have a bib and then I have something else. Okay, and now I'm gonna deliver this. Like, now how do you approach providing value now?
Yeah, the way I guess really it's like, how do I create content and how do I keep coming up with fresh content rather than value? It's how do I come up with fresh content that keeps people interested, makes them feel like they're getting value. It's less of a deliberate, well thought out process than it may seem. In the beginning, I was like really strategic and deliberate about it. I'd write posts like weeks in advance and stuff. Now it's like something pops into my head that I want to say on Facebook, and I go post it and hope it makes people happy. And sometimes I do a face plant and it sucks. And sometimes it's awesome and people love it and it gets a bunch of likes and shares, but I'm not even like too strategic about it. Really, it's just, I kind of just let people into my world. So sometimes that's personal stuff. Like on a Facebook Live, I'll be like, oh, it's a little bit cold. It's really starting to feel like November out here. I'm just going to get a latte, so I just talk about whatever. So, and that's value in itself, right? If you kind of just put your authentic self forward, Kim, and sort of wear your heart on your sleeve and just let people have a glimpse into your world and who you really are. That's a form of value, and that allows you to connect with your audience. And then, so really, it's like a stream of consciousness. Whatever's on my brain comes out of my mouth or through my fingers into my keyboard. And I don't really plan it too hard. When I do a Facebook Live, I go into it like with a little bit of preparation. Usually I have 2 or 3 bullet points, like on a Post-it note. I'll be like, got to remember to cover this, this, and this. Other than that, I just wing every Facebook Live and speak from the heart and hope it somehow has a positive impact on, you know, entrepreneurs that are watching, and hope it has makes them have some kind of an emotional response to me where they'll want to follow me and become part of my world. But I don't really get too strategic or plan it out too much. I just wing it and speak from the heart. One way I do create content, though, frankly, is if I see cool engagement posts that other people are doing that have like 300 comments on them. Like, what's a good example I did recently? If your age was your cell phone battery percentage, how old would you be? Comment below. I just saw somebody else make that post, so then I went and made it. So like I copy other people's engagement posts if I see them getting a lot of comments. So that's one way I create content. Also, if sometimes like I'll be, say, commenting in the ClickFunnels group or something, and I'll write something. I'm like, oh, that was such a badass comment. Like, oh, I just crushed it with that. I literally take that comment and I go and I turn it into a post. So a lot of times if I'm just answering a question or engaging on somebody else's post and I make a longer, decent comment, I go and I turn that into a post. Or I'll go talk about that topic on Facebook Live. So oftentimes that is the catalyst for new content ideas, is things I comment while answering on other people's posts or other posts I see, or just what's going on in my day, frankly.
Yeah, and I do see that happening whenever I see a post. I do see you talk about like related things and kind of move that along. So that's pretty cool. And I did participate in the battery one. Mine was 80. 80-year-old grandma.
Mine's usually at 3. I'd be a toddler if we were as old as our cell phone battery. Mine's always dying on me, Kim.
Gotta change that battery, or external. I don't know. Or your phone. I don't know. Michelle has a question. Actually, and I think this question applies to a lot of people as well. Michelle said, instead of doing the bonus wars, would you recommend for someone just getting started solo ads? Do you recommend like buying solo ads? Maybe from you. Or like,
I recommend people, Michelle, I recommend people buy solo ads for certain types of campaigns where it's a necessity. If you're promoting anything that's in the sort of make money online, home business opportunity, network marketing, CPA offers, oftentimes affiliate offers, we're often excluded from using traditional PPC traffic sources like Google or like Facebook due to compliance reasons. Solo ads is kind of the Wild West of paid traffic. There's not a lot of rules. You can get away with anything. There's upsides and downsides to it. But if you're promoting anything that's kind of that, you know, make $1 billion overnight with no time and effort required, that is the kind of thing where you have to use solo ads if you want to invest paid traffic in promoting it. But I wouldn't say like necessarily if you don't want to create bonuses, or you don't mind creating bonuses and you want to give value, but you don't want to get into a bonus war with a bunch of dream car winners. I don't think solo ads is the solution for that necessarily. Solo ads is simply a traffic source that is the best traffic source for various types of offers, but not for all offers. So it's something you really have to look at on a campaign by campaign basis.
all right, Michelle. Hopefully that answers your question. Very thorough. Thank you, Catlin.
Welcome.
Hashtag live if you hear live, you guys, and hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And thank you for being so engaged, and like a bunch of people are still here. So awesome. All right, I have a question. So what about like launching? Have you ever had any experience in launching like digital products besides, I mean, I know you have your masterclass, that's digital product. But what if it's something that's like I'm asking for myself because I have you in this interview. I have a Google Chrome extension that is gonna have more feature, but basically it does have features of like group funnels.
Yep.
And I don't want to, like, I genuinely don't want to come off as someone who's just copying them. I want to actually provide it at like a better rate and have more features, so people are like, oh, okay, I can use this for those who can't afford that high price. Now, how would you go about like launching something that is digital that can be delivered right away and price point is like $7 a month, I was thinking, or a one-time cost lifetime of $197 or something like that, which is like $100 below them. But I don't know. That's my question for you now.
Sure thing. Well, I'd probably have to think about it a little bit to give you like a whole answer about how to do the ideal campaign to promote your cool new Chrome extension. I have launched digital products before at pretty low price points, like my Ash premium email sequence. So people were like, oh, what do I send out after day 7 in the email sequence, which comes free with the funnel? And I'm like, good question. I'll give you the next 20 emails that I send out for like $17. And I made, I think, maybe $4,000 off just selling that in my group at $17. And as far as a launch strategy, I think I did like sort of a comment ladder post where I was asking people like, if I did this, would you want it? Would you be interested? And then I did a live video being like, I'm going to get coffee and it's cold out and I'm going to be launching this email sequence soon. Stay tuned. So I do a lot of anticipation and build up using Facebook Live and organic Facebook traffic. And then when I launched it at like $17. And I like to include authentic scarcity, Kim, in some way, shape, or form in sort of every launch I do, whether it's, hey, it's $17, but in 48 hours, it's going up to $27. Or in the case of my mastermind, it's a higher ticket thing, way higher ticket, obviously, but it's like only 100 people can join and then it's shut down. So I would find some way, and this isn't the best answer, but I didn't read your questions ahead of time. You sent me like a whole list of questions you were going to ask me in the interview. And I'm like, I've done this a million times. I'm just going to wing it. So hopefully I'm still able to give value here, even though I'm completely winging this interview off the cuff. I like doing live video better that way. I feel that's like the purest form of live video. Kind of just speak from the heart and not really have it scripted. So I didn't want to read the questions, but then I wasn't prepared for you to ask me like how to be successful promoting your Chrome extension. But find some way to work scarcity into the equation for sure. And then make sure that's authentic scarcity. I mean, nobody likes when a cart closes and they're like, the price is going up at midnight. And then you go to visit the page at 12:02 a.m. and the countdown timer is at 0, but nothing's changed. So I would say include scarcity, but make it authentic scarcity. And, you know, what is it that people want, right? Like, there's things about, I use group funnels, Kim, and there's things about it that I wish were better. So I would say like launch just the minimum viable version you can, like you've done. Listen to real user feedback. Listen to what your real customers are telling you, even if it's free users, and take an iterative approach to continuous improvement and keep making that extension better and better and better until nobody's buying group funnels anymore. So that's really vague and general answer, but I hope you took some kind of value out of that for the launch of your extension. I wish you the best of luck in it for sure.
No, for sure. That does provide me, I mean, a lot of things to think about. I am following that your advice right now. I'm doing soft launches. Cool. You know, with the soft launch, people come back with, hey, I want this feature. And then I'm like, okay, I can like add that in for the next version. So I am listening and seeing what people don't like, what people like, and things like that. So thank you so much for, you know, taking the time to answer my question.
My pleasure.
Hey, Malik, I interviewed him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a dream car winner. I like him.
Yeah, just from Bing ads, just from Bing and Google.
I spent a lot on that stuff too on my way to winning the dream car. I spent like 19,000 on AdWords, which because I was at 50 active members and I was talking to Dan Frigo, one of my mentors, and he's like, how many active members are you at? I'm like, I'm at 50, man. He's like, how is that even possible? You've got this huge brand, this big group, all these followers. Like, how can you not be a dream car winner? I'm like, Dan, you're right. This is unacceptable. I need to become a dream car winner now. Show me the ways. I've got some money in the bank. I'll buy the paid traffic. Just tell me what to do. So I got some coaching off Dan. I got a lot of help from the first version, Affiliate Secrets 1.0 of Spencer's, and I put like $19,000 into AdWords. I went from like obviously some trial and error, some mistakes, bit of a learning curve. But once I got it down, I went from 50 active members to 100 and qualifying for the dream car. I think it was in less than 6 weeks, I want to say. So it was like, that's an example of that shift. I spent so long investing time. And then I'm like, all right, let's make that shift, stop investing so much time and start pumping money in. And making that shift really took me from 50 to dream car winner pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard. I know about that story. That's really cool. You're like, I want that title, because once you have that title, your brand just like explodes, and you're getting it more for that title and the brand explosion than
100%.
the car, because you're like, whatever about the car.
Totally.
Malik says Catlin's Facebook group was the first one I ever joined related to affiliate marketing. ClickFunnels.
Cool.
Definitely learned a lot in that group.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the people who are still on here, and like, you know, there's like a ton of them, it's because you have provided a lot of value over time, and it shows in the audience that you are attracting now.
Well, thanks, Kim. And now I guess that's why I'm like, I'm not giving bonuses anymore. I've given out enough value. I'm done.
You're like, I'm gonna rest now.
Buy it or don't. I've got money.
Well, you deserve it. All right. So my next question is, and it's almost 6:50, so we're gonna wrap this up in the next 10 minutes, and then I'm going to whoever's here will be able to get a copy of GroupConvert. If you want a copy of GroupConvert, I'll give you one too, Catlin. I know you have GroupFunnels, but my GroupConvert actually works pretty seamlessly. Has more features. Immediately, it separates first and last name into a separate column. That's like an immediate feature. I'm pretty sure you already, I don't know if you did that with your Excel or whatever. But
yeah, I probably did. But I'm excited to try it out, and I'm open to try it out. I'm really excited for you to launch this Chrome extension and go after this market that's huge that GroupFunnels is dominating right now. They kind of have a monopoly. There's no other players in the space. So I think there's room for people like you to innovate. I'm really excited to see what those innovations look like and to try it out. If you can convert me to being a GroupConvert user and get me stop using GroupFunnels, Kim, that will probably be a good launch strategy. So I'll check it out, and hopefully it'll be awesome. I'm excited.
I can definitely convert you because it has already more features, and I already have a bunch of people using it, 30 people, and I have over 6 testimonials, and one is from Jeffrey, and he's actually helping me with my funnel right now because he's like, oh my God, this is worth like $1 million. I'm like, I don't know about that, but he's like, I'm gonna go in, give me your password.
$1 million to him. I love him. He's an awesome guy. There's always a reason for him to get out of bed in the morning. Real positive influence.
Yeah, I just woke up. Like, I only had 3 hours of sleep today, but I woke up and my order page is split tested. He just created a whole other order page, and I was like, wow, it's a lot better than mine. Oh my gosh, Jeffrey is good. Anyways.
Kim, I meant to ask you, there's a 3-hour time difference between us. Do you live in California?
Yes, I live in Southern California. So it's 6:50 right now.
Yeah. I saw on the news yesterday, I was on Flipboard really quick, and I noticed you guys voted to have daylight savings year round. I guess in the election now, you guys are going to always have daylight savings. That's amazing, because for me, I was walking today at 5 p.m. and it was pitch black out here and so cold with November. And I find that the most depressing thing ever when the days get shorter like this. Maybe that's why I have the flu, guys. Maybe I don't even really have the flu. It's just daylight savings making me all depressed. But I think that's cool. You guys are going to have daylight savings year round. That's amazing.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know the results. Some results are like some more states in the U.S. are now legalizing marijuana stuff like that. That's what I follow. I'm like, okay,
For sure.
cool.
Yeah, it's a big issue too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see. In the
13
last
people.
9 minutes we have left, Darren says, this has been a great interview. Looking forward to see your Chrome extension, Kim. Yeah, I'm totally gonna convert Catlin. So Catlin, do you currently still have a mentor? You said Dan Friegel helped you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Or a lot, actually. Do you still buy courses and things? I know you have your own mastermind, but are you involved in other masterminds? Like, what do you do
absolutely. First question, do I have a mentor? I have lots of mentors in my life in lots of different ways. In the business end, there's Dan Frigo, Spencer Meekum, Greg Jeffries. Those are kind of the big three mentors that kind of help get me to where I am in my affiliate marketing business today. My wife is a mentor in many ways to me. Often in terms of business stuff I'll bring to her, but often just in terms of approaching life, being the best man I can be. She's a great mentor to me that way. My brother is a mentor, Dane, if he's still on, in many different areas to me, particularly in areas that have to do with human nature or selling of any type. So I have lots of different mentors. I love buying courses. I'm the kind of guy who just buys everything. I was thinking back, and it's crazy how mindsets can shift over time. And then you see your business grow as your mindset grows. Because in 2016, I remember looking at a $997 course and being like, oh, that's the most expensive course I've ever seen in my life, right? And I had to think about the decision for days and days and days. Now I would buy a $997 course without even giving it a second thought, because I have enough business experience now to know that I've never lost money betting on myself or investing in myself. If I buy a $997 course, all I need is like one little piece of knowledge out of that course from one module. And over my lifetime, is that going to make me back the $1,000? Of course it is. It's going to make me back tenfold. So I try to have a real abundance. I love supporting other entrepreneurs. I love buying their stuff. I love buying courses. I've never lost money betting on myself. The biggest sort of investment I've made in myself that way would be joining Julie Stoyan's inner circle, Digital Insiders for Life. I've been in that for maybe 5 months now. She's in Russell Brunson's inner circle, and Russell helped her create Digital Insiders for Life that's modeled after Russell's inner circle, but at the next price point down. And then I invested in Julie's mastermind, and she helped me create a mastermind based on hers that's at the next level down, but is geared specifically towards affiliate marketing, where hers is more general digital marketing. So it's been great. I've made my investment. I won't tell you how much it costs because it'll compromise her sales process, but I've made 5-6 times my investment back in terms of direct ROI. And then the indirect ROI that you don't necessarily see in financial terms, but you see in terms of personal growth. I've had an enormous indirect ROI from being a member of that mastermind and community as well. Love investing in myself, and I encourage everybody else to do it, and to seek out mentors as well. And then even if you're at the beginning stages, if you've made $1 online, you can teach anybody else how to make their first dollar online. So that's an opportunity for you. I often use a mountain metaphor, and I say, Dan and Spencer and them are pulling me up the mountain as they climb, but I'm reaching down and pulling up people behind me as well. And then you can do the same thing. No matter what level you're at, you need mentors teaching you, and you have an opportunity, if you choose to mentor people at the levels below you as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. That feels so heartwarming.
I'm glad.
And Billy and Malik are talking amongst themselves, saying, like, guess who's gonna run some of your solo ads through your own ash funnel? Catlin. They're gonna use your ash funnel and they're gonna buy you your solos. That's what Billy says that. All right, well, yeah. You said you have more than you can handle in terms of solo ad business, but I don't know if you want to handle more. Seems like people want to.
Well, I mean, I'll take the business. I have the capacity. Like, I've got awesome logistics going on, and I'm doing that. Like I told you with your Chrome extension, continuous improvement, learn from your customers. I'm doing the same thing with solo ads, and I'm improving my systems every time somebody orders, so that every customer is going to have a better user experience than the customer before them. I'm really big on that, always 1% improvements every day until you have a masterpiece, and kind of sometimes starting out with something crappy, but by the end you have a masterpiece. I take that approach in a lot of aspects of my business. So I have the capacity, but again, I don't really care if I sell any solo ads, frankly. I'm not trying to corner the market or put Marcus or Steven or Josen or Billy or any of these other vendors out of business. I'm just doing it because it's really cool and interesting. And I love to, now that I don't have a 9-to-5 job, I like to spend my time doing things that fascinate me and interest me and are cool. And solo ads fell into that category. And that's why I'm selling them. It's not even about trying to make a bunch of money. It's just, I think it's really cool and I'm fascinated by it. So I'm doing it. So if you want to buy some, awesome. The traffic quality will probably blow you away. I've been hitting like between 95 and 98 traffic quality scores because I'm filtering out so many clicks and redirecting them. I'm only selling the highest tier clicks possible. So if you want to buy some, cool. If not, I'm not a solo ad vendor. I'm an affiliate marketer that's just selling solo ads as an experiment. No big deal.
All right, you guys hear that? Dan just joined us. We were just talking about you, Dan.
Nice. The Don.
The Don just joined. Hey, Dan,
Don
how are you?
What's up, Dan?
Smash the heart button if you're enjoying this, and then hashtag live if you hear live, and hashtag replay if you're here for the replay. Billy says, always wondered how it worked to sell some too, though. All right, Billy, you should take a crack at it. Click magic. Yeah. So let's see. I was gonna ask you another question, but this is the last question I'll probably ask you for tonight. If you guys don't have anything else to ask, Catlin.
I have all night, Kim, but I'll warn you, the NyQuil is starting to kick in now. So it's like I took 2 NyQuils right before the interview. It's the only way I made it through. So it might start to get really entertaining and not as educational starting now. So it's up to you how long you want to keep me.
Okay. I was gonna, and actually it wasn't a question. I was gonna agree with you on going into someone's space that your intention is to learn and to grow and to not really like push them out or be competitive against them, because I am, I've always wanted to have a software company for me, and not like specifically affiliate marketing, but way before affiliate marketing, I tried creating a iPhone app. I tried doing like other softwares, and they didn't go that well. So I'm like, okay, there's a Chrome extension I can do, and then I actually made it and I actually delivered it, and people are actually thanking me for it, saying, Kim, this is amazing. And then and I'm thinking in my head like, oh, but there's all these other people providing Chrome extensions too, like James Hurst and stuff. Like, I don't want to step on their toes and their space, but I don't, like, my intention isn't to do that. It's to say, hey, this is like an avenue where I can actually help a community, and it's a cool project for me to do. So yeah, no, I totally get how you feel about that. Like, you're not in it to knock anyone out. Although you might do it anyways. Who knows?
I didn't go into it maliciously, like I'm going to become the biggest solo ad vendor in the world and put everybody else out of business. But I might end up doing that accidentally because that's how things work out when I get obsessed with them. Do you have a background in software engineering, Kim? Is that kind of what got you into the Chrome extension, or how did you end up coming up with that? It's so cool. I wish I could do that.
No, I don't have any. Like, I have an auto dismantling business, which is dismantling cars. Cool. And I don't know when I started, I didn't know anything about cars, and I just did it. So I'm the type of person who has no idea what I'm doing. Yeah. And then I go and I Google everything. Like, I get obsessed like you. Like, I stay up all night. I just go at it hard. And I went at it hard for the past. Creating this extension actually took me like 2 weeks, but only because the developer had a holiday, and so he couldn't really finish the work. You're gone now. I don't know where you are, but you can refresh your screen, and then you will.
Well, I see my screen. Back. I'm still here. I don't know can you guys see me? Hashtag Catlin rocks.
This would be
if you can still see me.
Sad if this is it. Meanwhile, hey Voltaire, how are you? Hey Glenn.
Voltaire's in my mastermind. I love him. What's up, Voltaire?
Yeah, Billy is a software engineering dropout, so Billy would actually know more.
Very cool.
Okay, hold on. Let me try to rescue Catlin.
There you are. Hi, Kim.
I'm
You're back.
back. Everyone stayed where they
I
were.
was just joking about how your Chrome extension is probably like interfering with the broadcast and canceling each other out. But I don't mean it, guys. I'm joking. Her Chrome extension's great.
Hey, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
So, we know that from my interview with John Vaughn.
Oh my gosh, John is so weird. He's so
amazing.
funny.
He's one of my favorite people, honestly. He's doing something right.
You know, he went live just for me. I asked a question in the tier 5 community. He's like, I saw Kim Dang ask a question, so I'm gonna jump in here and do a live right now to answer her question. So he's like just on top of everything. And then he drew a dot on his monkey's head to resemble my mole. I'm like, John, you're crazy. Anyways, John cracks me up.
Well, you always put a smile on people's face, Kim, and I think John loves that about you. You're always brightening up the day of the entire internet marketing world with your positive Facebook lives and the great interviews you're doing with folks. So I'd go live for you too.
Aw, that's sweet.
Still 12 people on.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of people. Hey guys, thanks for staying on despite technical difficulties. So I have maybe a last question. No, 2 questions. Well, let's see if we can combine it. If you were to start from, and you probably heard this question before. I don't know if Zeki asked you this question, but I'm gonna ask you it. So if you were to lose everything, and you know everything you know now, and you didn't have as much money, and you're working like a normal job, how would you approach affiliate marketing now that ad cost is higher and there's a little bit more competition?
Yeah, good question. And back in 2016, if I started over again back in 2016 when I started, it might be a different answer. But if I started over today in the late fall of 2018, I would focus first on starting a Facebook group, because I feel like I started mine just at the right time to really blow it up and monetize it. And I don't think that time's over. I think the ship is starting to leave the port, but I think you can still jump on it. I would start a Facebook group and I would just start doing what I do, which is letting people into my world and not being afraid of sharing kind of both the good and the bad sides of me, sharing both my successes and my failures, and just letting people kind of have that little inside glimpse into my world, and then also be willing to, help them along on their journey. And I would use a Facebook group as the medium to do that. That's the only thing I would change in my business, Kim. I'd start a group a lot sooner. Would you? Like, you started your group, maybe only 3 months ago, and it's growing so huge now. That's the only thing I would do differently, I think. So that if I was starting over today, I would start a group like day one, because it suits me well. Not everybody wants to run a group. It's a lot of work. Not everybody wants to do Facebook Lives, but for the kind of guy I am, if I couldn't have paid traffic, but I had all the knowledge I have now, I would just blow up a group to 9,000 people in 6 months and make a bunch of money, I think.
Yeah, no, that's a very unique answer, because I've had people say, answer many different things. But even I interviewed a guy named Jay White just 2 days ago, and he does millions in paid ads and spending all about the ads. He's been in the ad industry for over 10 years. And he's starting a Facebook group from scratch. And he's like, well, I don't want to be like the silent person anymore. I want to start providing value. So he sees he's like, wow, there's a lot of power in Facebook groups. So I'm going to start one. And
it might be different a year from now. Maybe a year from now, Facebook groups aren't going to matter. I think so much is going to be different in 2019. And that's the interesting thing about affiliate marketing, and keeps me coming back every day. It's we don't know what 2019 will bring. I feel like a lot of the stuff I'm doing right now in my business, maybe I won't be doing a year from now. So I'm always trying to innovate and do something new and interesting and fresh. And I think right now, though, groups, it still is absolutely prime time for groups. And even it's kind of like, I think I might like to start a Facebook group. I feel like that might be a good fit for the kind of entrepreneurial personality type I am. I think now is the time. I wouldn't wait much longer. I think the opportunity is still there to make, 6 figures in a year off of a Facebook group with a few thousand people. It's hard work, but it's well worth the effort, I would say.
Oh yeah, and Dan has a question. Can you have a group without Facebook Lives?
Sure you can, Dan. I think Facebook Lives are going to, there's like, even if you're the most amazing writer in the world, there's a limit to how much you can connect with another human being through like a written or a typed medium of communication. So I think Facebook Live allows you to just have more of an impact on the lives of the entrepreneurs that are in your community that you just can't have through any other medium. But if you're somebody that doesn't like being on video, well, you can grow your group without going live, but it's probably going to be harder and take longer. But live video is not for everybody. I don't want to handcuff anybody. If you want to do lives, awesome. If you don't, great. If you want to give bonuses, awesome. If you don't want to participate in bonus wars and just have such a big audience people buy from you anyway, awesome.
Oh yeah,
there's like everybody's different.
YouTube group, you have YouTube.
Yeah, totally.
Jacob is really pushing his YouTube channel.
Yeah, and that's what paralyzes people is there's all these different paths they can go down. But rather than say like, what would Catlin do or what would Dan do? It's fine to seek out those mentors and ask them, I'm struggling with this or I'm having trouble making this decision. Can you help me? And kind of lead on their experience. But you have to recognize that every entrepreneur is like a unique individual. And in many ways, we're all artists. And you have to sort of determine that unique path for yourself. Nobody can do that for you. And so you like take those risks and decide to walk down one of these unknown paths. When you see millions of paths before you, you really can't get to that success. You have to do that yourself. You have to be the artist that's willing to get uncomfortable and try something. But it's great to have mentors too and kind of lean on them and be like, well, what mistakes would you avoid if you could do it again? What were your biggest successes? But ultimately, you have to walk your own path. Nobody can do it for you.
Yeah, I totally agree. And mentors can spot the things, that little tweak that you wouldn't ever see. And I think that's like the value of mentors. They'll hop into your journey and they'll be like, well, you should do it like this, and then it'll make like a big difference in your success.
It's little tweaks sometimes, isn't it, Kim? Like something that just seems like this little insignificant thing, and just making that little tweak can change everything.
Like I don't know, the titling of certain things can increase conversion. Or well, right now I have I'm getting some mentorship from Nate McAllister, and he has launched Google Chrome extensions before, and he's like, hey, there's Backpack, but there's also this other website called Gumroad, and it's a marketplace for apps. So I was like, oh wow, Gumroad? I've never heard of Gumroad.
That's great. You got Nate in your corner, dream car winner, just all around great guy. And then you mentioned Gumroad. I think like Greg Jeffries, before he launched SEO Affiliate Domination, Greg's another one of my mentors. First thing I bought from him was like a $97 affiliate SEO course on Gumroad. So yeah, it's definitely a great option. And I'm glad you have Nate in your corner. He's a solid guy.
Yeah, we actually looked up Greg's course on Gumroad. It's still there.
Cool. Yeah, I still have access to it, I think. I should go through it again.
Well, what is it? Kevin Holloman raves about Greg Jeffries. He's like, just need his course within a couple
of minutes. I rave about Kevin. Kevin says I'm one of his mentors, and I'm like, no, Kevin, you're one of my mentors. Then we had this thing where it's like hashtag mutual mentors, because we both feel like we're the other people's mentor, Kim. But Kevin's a really smart guy, and he's very underestimated, and I think he's going to have a big, big year in 2019. I actually bought coaching from him not that long ago. I just haven't like booked the call yet, but I bought some coaching from him, and I have like 11 different SEO blogs right now that I'm doing for affiliate marketing. So I'm going to kind of get his guidance on some tweaks I want to make to those and stuff. And then my brother bought some coaching from him too. So we're both really excited to sit down on that Zoom call for sure.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He told me that he made so much money on like mattress.
Yeah. And we're promoting mattresses too. My brother's doing better than me. Dane's crushing it. I haven't made any mattress sales yet, but I have a good infrastructure in place. I'm getting a lot of clicks. They're just not converting. Dane's starting to make a pretty good living at it. And then Kevin is like doing $6,000 a month in mattresses, you know? So it's a cool niche, right? But that just speaks to this innovating. People are like, why are you selling mattresses? What the heck? It's like, because it's a fast moving world we're in, Kim.
Yeah.
The things that are cool in 2019 are going to be way different than today. If we're having this conversation in March, we would be having a completely different conversation. So I'm trying to keep it relevant to the times. But yeah, mattresses are cool right now. But let's look beyond that. Let's find what's going to be big after mattresses. That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah. And Jacob just joined. Hey, Jacob. I saw a little bit
Jacob.
of the interview. I want to give a shout out to Jacob. He's really pushing his YouTube video. Search Jacob Caris, Caris, on YouTube and subscribe to him. He did $70,000 or something on in affiliate commissions, and he has like the step-by-step for it. So go, Jacob.
He's doing a lot of things right. He deserves his dream car award. And that's another guy that I just kind of, from the sidelines, I sit back and observe a lot of stuff that he's doing right and ways that I can improve my own business just kind of by stepping back and watching what he's doing. And yeah, he's doing amazing on YouTube. I watched his video and subscribed the other day. Awesome dude.
Awesome. And this is a question from Dan. Frigo, any difference in pre-recorded video engagement versus lives? I'm honestly overwhelmed with the amount of video content on my Facebook newsfeed lately.
Yeah, I think that engagement drives further engagement, Dan. That's why Kim has said 72 times in the interview, #live, #replay, smash the heart button, you guys. Not only does she want to know that you're live and engaged, but the fact is the more comments that happen on a video, let's be frank, and the more heart reactions we get, Facebook wants their users to have a good newsfeed experience. They're going to get that video out into more folks' news feeds. So engagement drives further engagement. One way I've done well promoting pre-recorded videos is I do them like a yes ladder. I do the video and I say comment yes below, and I reply to every yes comment with a link and tag everybody, and it shows up in their friends' newsfeed. But at the end of the day, like live, pre-recorded, none of us have the inside look at Mark Zuckerberg's secret algorithm where he decides which entrepreneurs to reward with massive engagement and which ones to throw to the wolves. But one thing I know for sure, Dan, is that engagement drives further engagement. So the more folks are engaging with your videos, the more your videos are going to get future engagement. So #live, #replay, and smash the heart button, because Kim gives a lot of value, and that engagement will help her get more engagement in the future.
Well, I'm only giving a lot of value because you're giving a lot of value. No. You're giving a lot of value.
No, you're great at interviewing people. I hate interviewing people, Kim. You're good at it, and I think that's cool, because in the beginning, I'm like, oh, I'm going to start interviewing all these superstars because they're all in my network. And then I interviewed, I can't even remember who it was. I interviewed one person in my group, and I hated it because I wasn't the center of attention. And I just really can't deal well with that. I just get back and let them be the star. And it was great. I was giving value to my audience, but I just really don't like it. I like being interviewed by cool people like you, Kim. I don't like interviewing other people. So it takes, Lindsay likes it too. You and Lindsay are always bringing on these awesome guests. You guys are really good at asking questions. I'm terrible at it. I'm good at sitting in this seat, but not in that seat.
Well, whichever seat it is, it's still good. it's still all right. No, I find myself before all these interviews, it's because of Lindsay's group challenge. It's like, find someone to interview. So I found Zeki. So I'm like, okay, I'll interview Zeki. But Zeki was just like to me, like a random person that I'm going to interview. And he ends up like blowing up with his group and doing a lot of interviews.
He's doing great. Yeah, him and Lindsay are both in my mastermind as well. Those guys are doing awesome.
Yeah, I know your mastermind is raved about, but it's closed. It's going to open up
January.
In January.
That's only because I wanted to. You know why I closed it, Kim? Everybody's like, oh, you're trying to create scarcity so people sign up at the last minute. It's that I was doing like 20 to 30 sales calls a week. And like, I love talking to people on the phone and I love doing sales, but it takes a lot of mental energy and sometimes even physical energy to get somebody in 20 minutes to agree to give you thousands of dollars over the phone. So like, I just needed a break from doing sales calls. So I shut it down. That's really all it was, but I'm going to get it up and running in January again.
Cool. January is a good date for everyone to get prepared. All right, you guys. I think this is the end of the interview, and so far it's been awesome. Lots of things. I've learned a ton of things, and I hope you guys learned a lot as well.
My glasses are always dirty, Kim. It doesn't matter how much I clean them. The only time they get clean is if I give them to my wife and I say, "Here, Jen, can you clean my glasses?" And then they come out sparkling new. No matter what I do, they're always fogged up, and I'm sick of it. I can't see.
I have glasses too. Right now I'm wearing contacts, but do you have like the glass wipes?
Yeah, I do, but usually I just like wipe them on my sweatshirt like I'm doing right now, which I should probably not complain because I'm literally probably scratching up my glasses right now. And that's thank you, Kim. You've solved the biggest problem in my life. Why don't my glasses get clean? Because I wipe them on a sweatshirt and treat them like whatever. Thank you, Kim.
Just simple questions, insightful questions.
You're good.
All right, you guys. Hey, Catlin, I'm gonna click end broadcast, but that doesn't like disconnect us right away. I don't want to just abruptly disconnect you, so just stay on just for a little bit, and I'll end the broadcast for the audience. But thanks, everyone. Thanks so much, and have a great night. Bye. And.
Well, thanks for having me, Kim, and thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you paying attention to me for a little while, and it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys tonight, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, if you liked that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. That is KIMCDANG.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.